Hey, I'm Madison, and you're listening to Crit Out of Luck, the Last Song of Arcadia. Find us on social media at Crit Out of Luck, or join our Discord server to chat all things D&D. Stay cool.
Last we left our heroes, what happened?
We went in a boat and we on a ship and we got eaten by shids. They didn't eat us because we were on the ship. We killed some shids, yeah, boy.
Did we kill shids last time?
No, I think that was the time before.
That was the time before.
Yeah,
That
but
was the time before the time before.
Generally speaking, we've
He's
killed
only
shids.
in the first stanza.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Ahem. We got to a place with a crab claw gal. She had a crab claw and a leg. There was a beard man underwater. He was basically a god. Then we saved some turtles who were made of earth and also snow. Then we killed some giant birds and we said ho. Then we found the devil man, he was burning and he was not sand. We held him and then we put him deep under the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trevor was really upset because I dunked his guy and I got him wet. Then we got out of the bottle and we are gonna get throttled.
That was good.
I think I did pretty good. Is that we got?
That was
that's
it.
what
Yeah,
happened.
that and in song no
We
less.
just escaped the bottle, and the same time of day outside, which either means no time has passed, or it's been
years
100
have
years.
passed.
Yeah. So, yes, here we are, re-emerging in the Queen's, etc., after successfully breaking the curse of the bottle and retrieving the diadem of Sanina. You are now just recovering from being shot back out of the bottle. The time is yours.
No.
I have picked up
No,
the
no.
boy. No, please.
We were
continue.
ejaculated forth, is all I'm just going to say.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's
Usually I get crucified for that, but alright, I'll take it.
I don't know, I didn't think I did.
I'm in a good mood.
You found me in an agreeable mood.
Golf claps
Nothing
for the
can get me
barbarian.
the way Kirby did yesterday.
Professor Quirrell! Snape ejaculated.
Anyway, I have scooped up the little man.
What else can I call my hog?
Yeah, he seems pretty nonplussed, indicating that perhaps not much, if any, time has passed while you're in your time within the bottle.
There'd be a little poopy somewhere if it had.
Yeah, exactly. There'd be little poopies all over the place
poopy.
if there was.
There would be half-eaten portraits all over the place.
Yeah, who's
Canvas and oil is delicious.
Yeah.
He's getting pretty heavy these days.
I know, I was just
probably
about to
like
say
30,
that.
35
It's
pounds
probably
now.
mostly egg, right?
And various
lead?
stuff.
Yeah.
Before
Less
it was
poisonous.
lead.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay. Speaking of him getting really heavy, I was just about to say that, like, although he's probably a little bit too heavy, I still
have you been lifting, Sarah?
No, I haven't. Me and my 10 strength are gonna,
It's still the highest that's not Hyros.
yeah, still gonna suffer under the weight of this little elbow.
Really?
Ooh.
No, he's also got 10.
Oh, his voice is getting
We got
deeper.
little noodle arms.
He's
Like I
going
said,
through
third
puberty?
best.
No. No.
Oh, he's getting lanky.
Adolescent hoots.
Okay, well, that's all I'm doing is making sure he's okay.
Well, that was a pretty splendiferous adventure, if I do say so myself.
Oh, right, he didn't die.
I think he might have...
Still here.
It just felt very. Yeah, okay.
Trevor said, nope, damn it.
Have any of the paintings changed?
Give me a perception check.
19.
Yes.
Oh, no. I asked
In
for
a
this.
couple of them, the time of day has changed. In a couple of them, her position has changed. Slight variations, though none of them move now. With your keen eye, you have noticed a couple of them have changed around.
Does she look pleased?
She has that look of... give me an insight check.
Let it be known that the DM is asking me to perform an insight check.
Yeah.
The once and only time.
25.
Oh, very good.
25.
She has a look on her face that actually reminds you of someone.
Someone?
Mm-hmm. You can't quite place it at first, but then it sort of clicks. It's not as if they look alike per se, but it's something in the countenance. She kind of reminds you of Lady Walker.
I knew you were gonna say that with your little face!
Just sort of that self-satisfied expression where she just expects the world to sort of bend it around her as she moves through it.
Oh, no, no, no,
Could
no.
you remind, for the listeners, what exactly she look like this lady in the portraits?
Yeah, sure. Oh, the lady in the portraits?
Yeah, not at all me, though. I remember perfectly.
Well, then what are you doing, Jan?
I'm just helping out the people at home.
Check your other ones too.
I'm very considerate.
Always thinking of the family.
You know me.
Sure. Yes, she has long, sort of raven black hair and sort of purplish eyes, very sallow skin. You know, she's got like legs for days, incredibly tall, and is dressed in all manner of finery in many of the portraits. Sometimes
for a
not dressed at
vampire.
all.
Oh no, she's hot.
Yeah. And she wears one earring in every portrait that is the same that Axel wears, a small dagger dangling from a chain.
I'm not gonna bother asking because Hyros wouldn't know dick about shit, so.
Yep.
That's a nice painting. And that's a nice painting.
I'm just gonna stick my head out real quick and see if there's any flying cars or Jetsons theme song playing.
No, that's
Eberron.
Yeah, city remains unchanged.
Corn.
Yes, sir.
I will ask to Axel, remind me, you painted all of these?
Me? Yes, well, you know, it's my shop. I thought it only right to decorate the place as well.
You are truly a man of many skills.
You have no idea.
Well, there's the swords, there's the painting, and getting into trouble. So it's at least 3. I call that many, so I do have a bit of an idea.
You know, the lizard folks in the swamps of the Thousand Isles don't have a number past 3. They just go 1, 2, 3, many. So I think you're right, Iris.
My scarf knows that. I will nod sagely.
Not the Christian Bale and Kermit, not.
Just nodding behind him.
Since I am
Well-
now a very smart man.
Yes, indeed.
What will you do now?
Business as normal, I suppose. You are, of course, welcome to come by the Queen's Etc. anytime as business associate. I don't know if I described exactly how we operate here at the Queen's Etc. Have I yet?
No. I have
Refresh us for Seren's sake.
I'll do just that, Hyros.
It's okay, Seren.
So essentially, we are not purveyors of fine baubles and magical intrigues. You can find things like that in any corner store in the marketplace. No. What we do is specialize in mighty needs. If there is something you desire, or a job that needs doing, simply drop by and specify, and we will do everything within our power to accommodate your request.
That is what the etc. is for.
Oh.
Very perceptive, my oversized friend. And
Yes.
considering all we just went through, I guess I still owe you all quite a favor. So we'll say your next purchase is on the house.
Those terms are just vague enough to work.
Right.
You know, among friends, a simple thank you often suffices, but if you insist on being transactional,
Oh
I'll
no,
say no.
let him give us presents. Why would you?
Oh, excuse me, I didn't know I was among friends.
I like presents. Just being honest.
Friends can give each other presents as well, I'm just saying.
The
It's
last
true.
present made me very smart. It taught me 3 things. Those are languages.
Oh.
Also, I can make codes.
Wow. Huh. That's very exciting. I just remembered that we have a half orc to go listen to some stories from.
Yeah, that's for this evening.
Ah, yes.
We were earlier we were trying to figure out what our next move would be, so.
Yeah, this is one of those sessions where I don't really have any plans. It's just whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, what were the options again? One of them was going to find the Uncanny Shepherds, right?
Well, that's coming up in like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Their next show in the Keeplands is going to be roughly 2 weeks from now. Maybe a little bit less at this point, but
One of those was stealing.
Yeah, but I think we decided we don't want to do that because the guy's really nice and hot.
Yes. But that was
One of those is
the
more important
options.
than
Yeah.
the other, obviously.
What are the ones that I'm forgetting then?
Well, the other thing that we were kind of discussing is doing this idea of a time jump in which we would play out any kind of scenarios that you guys would want to role play and or play through during that time.
I think we were leaning towards getting to that idea after the Uncanny Shepherds thing?
That's
Question
fine.
mark?
since it is so soon,
Yeah.
Sure, that's fine if that's what you want to do. Yes.
I have
like
a
your
question.
parking.
Is it canny shepherds or uncanny shepherds?
It is canny.
Canny.
Oh, I'm
okay.
Canny as in intelligent.
Yes.
Okay.
And clever.
That does make more... rather uncannily shepherd-like of them.
I just keep finding all these sheep. I don't really know. I just kind of do. They come with.
They're
Why
the
does
best
this keep
shepherds.
happening to me? That is uncanny. We said it! All credits.
Cool.
Also, if we want to hit the fast forward button and go to that quest, that is also fine. You are also free to just do whatever the hell you want.
I would kind of like to go back to this half workman if we have a vote tonight, since we said we were going to.
Well, of course. No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like. In terms of, I think what we're all getting at is that is our sort of the Candy Shepherd's performance in a little under 2 weeks in the Keeplands is our last stop before a time jump in which many things will be played out. But I think that's what we're getting at, yes?
Yeah, I
And
think
so
so.
anything within this next week and a half is still up for this particular session, probably, yes.
Well, unless he has anything else to say wisdomly.
Mr. Axel?
Yeah.
Oh, you know me. There's not a drop of wisdom in my blood.
You know, I have absolutely no trouble believing that.
Everyone believe that?
I think she was the wrong person to say that to. Oh, I don't know.
You may be right. I suppose I've just yet to learn my niceties. But, all jesting aside, thank you.
Where's the bottle?
Back on the counter.
Where it was. Can I just go look at it? Do I
Actually,
see anything inside?
You should still see the...
It still just looks like...
No, you don't. Just... It's just a bottle now.
Okay.
oh,
May I pick it up?
Okay.
I wouldn't drink that.
is the liquid? Was there liquid in it, or was it like that, like ship in a bottle model?
Let's say it was sort of like floating in oil in the bottle or what have you.
Is the liquid still in it?
I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
It lights up like a Christmas tree.
What, school, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lord, what would that even be? A conjuration, I guess, or
It's up to you.
enchantment? Oh, not well. It wouldn't be enchantment.
That's person stuff, which I don't
Transmutation,
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
like a blend.
it's
of it.
multiple.
Yeah.
I think it should be absolutely kosher that some things can be mixes. Like, let's
I agree.
be fun about this.
Axel,
I'm just doing this for flavor.
Yeah.
what's to become of that?
I don't know. I thought maybe I'd fill it with preserves. No, I'm kidding. It'll be kept safe.
We made a promise that it would be.
I know you did, and I intend to keep your promise.
Thank you.
The people in that place were mostly very nice. And
Largely.
we really did away with the major not nice men.
Even though it was a den of pirates,
Well,
you still found them rather nice.
I am not one to judge on such things.
I know.
I have
That's
eaten
why I
my fair
picked you
share
guys.
of wolf steak.
So, assuming that there are multiple schools of magic going on here, I'm going to rephrase the question. Do I sense illusory magic?
I guess that would be mixed in there somewhat too, yeah.
Okay. Kashek is... He's having a bit of an existential, not crisis, but he's trying to discern how quote-unquote real that was, and if those people are still living their lives, or if they're sort of like programmed illusions or something like
It
that.
might be happening in your head, Harry, but watch that mean it isn't real.
That's what I mean, though. Is it that, or is it like, this is just a very intricately laid spell?
I don't know, what's this?
No, and I don't think it should happen. Answer.
Pocket dimension?
Forget about that one.
Yeah, I think we've done that one before.
That was last week,
Yeah.
or last time, but yeah.
That's funny.
First time.
That's funny.
Mr. Axel.
Please, just Axel. Mr. Axel is... No, you get the idea.
Oh, yes. Haha. Well, just Axel.
Did you have a question?
I did. Sorry, my dad joke's a little rusty. Yeah. Hi, hungry, I'm dead. There we go. All right. What exactly did you need the diadem for in the first place?
I told you I had a customer who wanted it.
Oh, I thought it was for your lady. I pointed at the paintings.
Right on both counts.
Oh, one in the same.
She has extravagant and peculiar taste.
It is not my place to question, I suppose. If she is capable of such gifts to you and requests to you, could she not have gotten it herself?
Of course she could have. I mean, a woman of her means, she's capable of anything. But, just because you can do something doesn't mean you have the time or faculty or necessity when you have such fine merchants such as me at your beck and call. You're a fan of mead, yes? Why don't you go out every day, find some honey and some casks and barrels and make up a mead every day when you can just go to the bar?
Well, the best mead is already made by Umasabu.
Precisely my point.
What is Surrey looking like during this conversation?
I don't know, what is her...
I don't know.
Pink,
Yeah, she's pink.
Probably pink, yeah.
She's got
horned,
freckles and a tail.
and a lovely cape.
That I do. Pensive.
Okay. The Saren will make a note
Maybe
of
slightly knowing.
that. Okay.
I suppose that makes good sense.
Trying to hide it.
I am not complaining, I'm simply curious. The beings of powers beyond us are, well, beyond me. And so I'm always curious too.
Yes, well, thank you all again so much for being here, but I'm afraid we're going to have to close up shop for the day. So, it's been a pleasure as always. Stop by anytime. Don't be strangers.
Shall I lift the boy?
No, I've got him.
Put him down.
If you use him to lift with, you will eventually be able to lift him.
I think that might be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Denigrating?
Oh, yep, I know that. Yep.
We won't trouble you any longer.
No trouble at all. Thanks for coming by. And I hope you enjoyed the grand opening.
A lot of fun. I grab his hand and give it a delicious shake.
Well, there's that famous strength of yours.
Oh, sorry.
Certainly haven't lost that.
Apologies.
Not at all. Not at all.
Does he have all 5 fingers? Does he have 5 fingers? How many fingers do you got?
What?
Yes, he has 5 fingers.
Alright. That's just an Ian question.
Okay, good. I'll get out of here.
Harris doesn't give a shit about that. Ian does.
I'm gonna linger.
Okay. All right. Just everyone makes their way outside, but you kind of
I'll
freeze at the
try
door.
to maybe give Saren a look like, you know this move. You've done this. You've done this before.
Okay.
You know how to be a shady little bitch, don't you?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, great. You do so.
Smelling what you're stepping in. All right. This is the last time I'm offering. Do you want this back?
Oh no, it looks much better on you than it does on me.
You keep saying that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that your debt paid then? Or is there more?
See, the funny thing is as soon as I come up with a way to pay something back, the interest that it's accrued, wouldn't you know it?
I would.
That's a whole new payment I need every time.
Yeah.
Not that I'm ungrateful.
Of course.
It makes for an exciting life.
Of course. May I ask what it is you owe her?
About $3.75. I'm so sorry. I really, business hours are over, and unfortunately, I do have to close in the shop for today. But it's been a pleasant time, spending all this time with you.
Yeah. All right. I get it. You owe me one.
I do, and if you ever get tired out of there with everyone always looking over your shoulder, you got someone to talk to.
Yeah, we stick together, huh?
Us treasure hunters, no honor anywhere else to be found.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
Bye, sorry.
And I leave.
Bro, we're never gonna
Yes,
see
you
him
do.
again.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. So you make
Oh
your
my
way back
god!
outside.
Ah, there you are.
Drop something.
Oh. Ah, you are so good at being sneaky. It's very impressive. Now, it is middle of the afternoon, my scarf tells me, so I think Also, the sun tells me. I just like to blame the scarf. It's a very fetching scarf.
It is, yes, it looks good on you.
Thank you.
Well, you've got some chores to finish up, haven't you, Kashek?
It won't take long.
Oh, you wanted to make that purchase? That is right.
Yes.
Wonderful. Well,
How
we
far
could-
away from that?
Not very far.
Yeah.
It's not ever very far to get across the Le Grand Square.
Yeah, it's in the square as well. Yeah.
Why don't we jaunt on over there? And by we, I mean me. If anyone else wants to come, that's up to you.
I would love to.
Yes.
Maybe I'll look at some of the loots they have.
So, making your way back to the music shop, you head back in. You see the fine purveyor, who recognizes you as you enter in. As you're the only owl that's been in his
I would
shop for
hope
quite
so.
some time.
Oh, no,
Man, a guy
there
that
was
looks
another
just
guy.
like you here.
2 owls today?
This is my lucky day.
Or rather, the other version of this where we get inside. Aren't you that customer from 10 years ago?
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, you know, it was a year ago to the day.
I thought you died. Yeah, no, you make your way in. Ah, you're back. So good to see you again. Have you reconsidered your purchase?
After a fashion. Might I pick up that sitar?
By all means. And he brings it over to you. You wanted like the mid-range one, right?
Yes.
250, I think it was. Yeah.
God, I hope so, because that's all I took.
Yeah. How much did you give when you left?
I gave him 50.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't know about that.
Right, yeah. So he brings it back. He takes it up off the wall, brings it back over to you. It's quite fine. There you are. That'll be 200 is what you still owe.
That was not the price agreed upon.
Well, no 250 filled, but your friend left a deposit.
What is that?
When you were here last, your friend left 50 gold when you were here last. And now here you are, and so all I require is the remaining 200.
Are you guys in the store?
I look like Paper Mario right now, though.
But I fear I've said something I was
I'm looking at
supposed
Saren.
Which colored friend was that?
No!
to. I've already stepped in it, just would you like the sitar?
He unceremoniously puts down the 250.
Really not necessary.
Kishak, you can think of this as a...
2.
think of it as a sort of haggling. You like to do that, don't you?
Why would you leave money without getting something in return?
Because you wanted something and I was worried that someone else would come along and buy it. I didn't know how long we were going to be away.
And now she is getting something in return.
Some days I miss the markets in the desert.
He will take the sitar.
Yes, well, is there anything else I can help you with today?
Iris.
Oh, no, my old lute does me just fine, but thank you. Lovely store you've got here.
Thank you very much.
Out of, well, curiosity, perhaps. What do you have in the way of lutes?
A fine selection if you'd like to get with me.
Oh, I would.
Yeah, so he brings you through into another room of the shop with a lute being as popular as it is. He has an entire room devoted to the instrument. And there's all manner of things, both mundane and magical, open for your exploration if there is anything that you might be interested in.
Anything of, like... Well, this one plays just fine, but if there's anything of a magical nature, I mean, maybe not super the most crazy magic you ever heard of in your life, but something that is slight, I do not know.
He brings out 3 different lutes for your instruction. This one, he holds one up, is a favorite of many in the university over in Malone. You can store spells within it. This one will make a friend of any you may play for. And this one can conjure notes so beautiful, so awesome in their majesty, it might just frighten someone away.
You offer a difficult choice. I think perhaps, well, I don't want to make anyone my friend unless they want to be my friend. I don't think that's quite fair. However, and I don't have much use for spells myself, but the one that does a frighteningness, that is interesting to me. It might be... Oh, I can imagine all sorts of uses for it. At least 2. So that sounds... How much would that cost?
an excellent question.
Take your time.
I suppose I could. I suppose I could part with it for, let's say, 2,000.
That's 2,000 coppers, right?
Yes.
2,000 firm slaps on the ass.
Way ahead of you.
Jeez.
You have yourself a deal, my friend.
Very good. Here you are.
Oh,
Just out of curiosity, when was the last time we paid our rent?
I'm sorry, you have 2,000 gold on you?
I almost have that much.
Just.
I keep giving my money away.
I'm 6 short of 2,000.
Counting the 50 that Saren put down on
actually
the
one
loot, I
silver.
have 9 gold.
I'm actually
That's okay. I'm down to
silver
4.
short.
I mean, he's an ascetic, so that's partially on purpose.
Same, that's
but-
why I keep giving my money away.
like.
Yes, so that is a lute of wailing.
Ooh.
As an action, you can cause every creature within 30 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they are frightened of you.
Ooh.
For how long?
Until, let's say it's like a minute duration, and they get to make the saves at the end of their
Sure.
turn and all that shit. All that stuff.
What, if I may, what roughly does it look like, would you say?
It's beautiful. The body of it is sort of kind of curves asymmetrically, so it almost looks like that painting, this one.
Oh, Munch.
Munch.
Yeah, right.
Scream.
It's sort of
Monk,
like the resonating hole is sort of like the open mouth of the figure in that painting. You know what I mean? And it kind of just like swoops asymmetrically in that way. It's very beautiful.
Do I get the sense that is from artistic choice, or like the wood was made like that and left to be that way?
Give me nature or arcana.
I am proficient in nature.
Yay!
It's still a -1 before that. But I get to add a bonus, which is wonderful. 9!
It's still +4.
I rolled a 5, so it's a +4.
It's still +4. It's
Yeah.
good.
He knows wood, let it be known.
No, yeah. You get the sense that it was carved like a statue out of marble rather than shaped to be that way.
This is beautiful.
Loot of frighten.
Flee.
Scare.
Loot.
Loot of doing me a scare.
Do me the big frighten. This is wonderful, my friend. Thank you so much.
Hand.
But of course.
Do
enjoy.
I will sling it on the other shoulder of my loot, so double barrel loots on the back right
Fucking
now.
Geralt of Loots over here.
Yeah!
One for monsters, one for
Frighten.
yeah.
Oh, and let's say the DC for that save
Oh, sure.
is it's very expensive. Let's say that it's 15.
15? That's like a mid tier. Like a very high would be like 17. And we are a level 14?
Yep.
What does mine look like?
It's painted brilliantly with reds and greens, and with a gold trim running throughout it. And it's got that long, polished, rounded neck. And the strings catch the light and shimmer as you step back out onto the street outside.
What's the primary, red, green, or gold?
The primary is green with like streaks of red running through it and gold trim.
Okay, nice.
Like a flowering cactus.
I've been doing it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of avoiding Kashek because I fear that I might have offended him somehow.
I think you probably know how.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think it's just whether or not you did is the question.
What are you doing?
Standing just as awkwardly as I possibly can outside.
Oh no, he's been talking to you.
Oh, okay.
All right, out with the door we go.
I apologize. I am not familiar with what a deposit is.
Oh no, I just didn't know how long we were going to be gone, and you don't want things for yourself very often, and so I just worried that someone else might come along and fancy that, and
Why would you give a man your gold with nothing in return? You cannot get the gold back.
I don't have any use for it.
It was a promise of receiving it in future. To reserve it, as it were.
You trust this man thusly?
Yes.
He just kind of looks askance at that.
He is a businessman. I mean,
I wouldn't.
he wouldn't.
There's not every businessman I would trust to do that.
How can you not be sure he would not abscond with it in the night?
Well, he's got a bit of a reputation to uphold, and I'm
And
told...
a whole store.
And a whole store. And I'm told that if you have practices such as that one, where you run off with people's money like that,
I suppose it is harder to abscond if your store is rooted in the dirt.
yes, he wouldn't
Easier
have...
with tents and such.
And I'm not exactly the kind of person who's going to run around the market telling everyone how he cheated me, but there are people like that in the world.
No, that would be Axel.
To do the
That's
cheating?
the
Or...
one.
Yes, is what I mean.
To do
Is
the
what I
cheating,
mean.
yes.
I'm not so sure about that either.
That's true. He has given us something for all our money.
But I thank you nonetheless for your gifted bargain.
He's like trying to like
Rationalize
He's
it to
working
himself.
through it by using
Yeah.
different words. He's like,
What is an economy?
yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Now what?
Well, it is evening time, so... I mean, Luther was the guy.
Yeah, but what's the
Boar
place
and
called?
Barrel.
Boar and Barrel.
Yes, we were just there this morning. In fact, like a couple hours ago.
I know, it
That's
feels
so
like
weird to think of.
3 weeks.
To Boar and Barrel!
You head back through the square and make your way back to the Boar and Barrel. Inside, you find the same general sorts of rowdiness that you did upon being there earlier in the day. And walking in, you again see Luther at the back behind the bar. He's got a number of big glass bottles full of mead balanced along his arms. You know, he doesn't have the tray, but he's got like 6 on each arm.
And his arms are so beefy that he doesn't have to worry about them falling off,
Oh,
right?
that's right. Yep, there's just enough space.
Veiny.
It's like Travis Willingham. It's kind of wide.
You gotta upcast bonk to get both of us, baby!
Alright, I'll cast it at 3rd level.
It's at least level 4. It's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah,
Oh, I
bonk
thought it
is
was-
at least a 3rd level spell for sure.
Fair enough, that's when spells start getting good, so
Yeah,
that makes
at
sense. That makes
base,
sense.
bonk is
Alright, then
level.
4th level bonk. We're level 14, you
Ow.
can do it.
Stop bonking me.
I have resistance, actually.
Yeah, he brings them over to
fire
a
damage.
rowdy table full of workers and sort of just like a oh my god, words are hard.
You got it.
Table.
When
That's
a
where
conveyor
I-
belt. They just like slide down his arms as he puts them onto the table.
Do you think his workers are unionized?
They all have benefits, don't you worry.
Oh my god, it's so hot when
They
someone
do
who's in
have
charge of a
dental.
business gives them dental.
Yeah, they get benefits via BOFA.
Bofa.
What's benefits?
BOFA these nuts!
That's a lot.
Speaking of making babies, Luther looks up as you walk in. As you walk in.
Were we speaking of making babies?
Originally, well, a while ago, we were.
Luther, babe, what?
You acquired a handsome
What? You said
cloak in the
huh?
Someone
meantime.
was saying,
Yes.
hello,
It
Luther.
looks very good on me, I've heard.
Well, you did come back after all.
I forgot what he sounded like.
Deucey, take over for a little while. Would you be so kind? And there's around the corner comes a rather stout, like bright red-headed man with a matching beard that like bleeds out from his mutton chops into a big bushy beard in his face. Oh, well, you got it, Luther.
I love it here!
Luther looks back to you all and says, "Why don't you come up to my office? We can share a drink."
That sounds
Alright.
fantastic.
Sounds amazing.
Yes.
Oh, that is a mighty fine instrument you've got there, my friend.
Thank you.
Always been keen on the strings myself, though these days, and he holds up his sort of maimed hand. Though these days, find it a little difficult. Would you mind accompanying our little communique with your fine playing?
Was I not invited?
What?
He'd like you to keep playing.
Like you,
Oh! I was like, wait, was I not invited to this?
No.
Keshek's not privy.
He's just saying keep playing.
Hey.
Only Barovia stories. Get out.
Yeah. Only season
No,
1
come, come.
characters.
Guard the door.
So he brings you upstairs to his office, essentially, which is really just like a cozy room. The entire floor is covered in what seems to be pelts of various varieties. Bear, wolf, deer, just spread out along the ground. To one far wall is a crackling fireplace over which is hung the taxidermied head of an enormous boar, who has the same sort of gold hoop through one of his tusks that Luther does.
Oh, was the boar his father?
Does it say father? Yeah.
Now that's racist.
Father, help!
It's that old
Half
Disney
orc,
cartoon.
half what?
That old Disney cartoon with the 3 pigs and then the sausage links in the back that says
Father.
mother.
Yep.
There are many fine leather-bound volumes, and the room smells of rich mahogany. Overall, just a very comfy place.
Teakwood.
Yeah, the whole thing it's like that sort of lovely deep brown color, all of the wood in the walls.
I'm gonna put the little one down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna look him in the eyes. Remember what I said about furniture?
Give him to me.
No.
I'm going to sit on the ground with him.
Oh. Fine.
I plop him in front of me,
You
as
don't-
only he can be plopped.
You don't trust Kashak?
Kashak can talk to him.
I'm going to see if I can snake charm him with my sitar.
Give me a performance check.
Yes. I am proficient in the sitar. Does that mean I get to add my proficiency mod to this?
Yes, if it's specifically with the sitar, sure, why not? That makes sense to me.
Okay, 22.
Yeah. So your claws expertly begin darting along the strings as the haunting sounds of the sitar begin to ring through the room. And at first, when you plop the boy down, he looks as if he's about to get right back up and lumping around as he does.
He'll let you plop him, but he's going to go do his own thing anyway.
Unplop real quick.
He's like this ploppable little tiny.
He does.
Yeah, he sort of like rolls up like a panda, and it looks like he's about to go exploring the room. But then you begin to play, and he sort of like freezes one foot still up in the air, and he turns his big eyes towards you and watches your talons dance across the strings, and begins following them like a cat follows birds as they dart through the skies. And then he sits down on this little rump and just watches you play, seemingly mesmerized.
I'm going to sing very softly a lullaby in Terran.
Nice.
So it sounds like sand washing over dunes.
Nice. That rocks.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
It does rock.
Put him to
Rocks.
sleep. Ha!
Sand is rocks. Rocks is earth.
Tiny
Oh, he's
little
associating
rocks.
sound with motion. Dope.
I'm casting master's thesis on him. No, but
my rats.
Yes, I do want to see if I can not put him to sleep, but get him to chill. Mm-hmm. He's always so rambunctious, but we're winding down. We're trying to have an adult conversation. It's like
To be fair, he never gets to bunk.
Yeah, you're done with Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your Game Boy and a blanket, and I'm going to see what you do with those things.
Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Kashak playing the sitar with the boy, mesmerized by your playing. Luther makes his way in and sort of just gestures wide with one arm. Hey, take yourselves a seat. There's a smattering of comfortable-looking chairs and couches to partake in. Can I get you anything to drink?
Water.
That I can do.
Water would be nice for me as well.
If you have any of that delicious mead, I would be partial to it once again.
Well, it is just for special occasions, but around these parts, every day's a special occasion. As long as you draw an air.
I like your way of thinking.
Yes, well said. I will also have some mead, please.
Right, you are. So he comes back with 2 glasses of the fine mead and 2 glasses of crystal clear, fresh, crisp water. And, please, take a seat. I must say, I'm rather glad you decided to come back by. I didn't know if I'd see you again. A lot of people come through. And we always say, gotta catch up again sometime real soon, but that ain't always the way of the world.
No, we had a busy afternoon, but we are more than happy to be back here for some evening relaxation.
Oh, is that right? What'd you end up getting into? If you don't mind my asking, of course.
A bottle.
A bottle.
Yes.
Got into a bottle, did you?
Not in a drinking way. I can see how that might have been
Yes.
misunderstood.
But quite literally.
You familiar with the ship in a bottle?
Much less effective than that goes on the sea, but yeah.
One that's been magicked to literally come from the sea inside of the bottle.
Yes, we kind of found one in the same, actually.
That's a bit over my head, I'm afraid. All that magic and beyond demand of my humble station.
Well, typically it would be over our heads as well, but...
I thought the same way for quite a long time, and unfortunately, I saw many things. Wow.
Proof positive. Old dogs can learn magic tricks after all.
That's what I have been... I have not been saying that.
No, but you've got that lovely new scarf.
I do have a lovely scarf. which is also new since this morning.
Oh, that's quite true. Very nice finery of all required.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, if my memory serves me correctly, and granted it does not always these days after many a year serving behind a bar, but if it holds out this particular time, I believe I owe you a bit of history of the place you had inquired about. It's the story of this old building. Bold as she still stands.
We had, and agreed to trade some of our own stories in return, if that is agreeable to you.
Finer than gold in trade, I do wager.
I like this man. He's a smart man. This man should have a scarf.
True.
Well, I'm sure as you've noticed, the Boar and Barrel doesn't quite fit the aesthetic of much of the Grand Square, particularly across the way, the Seven Cats Lounge. Old Basta there. she's been after me for years trying to get this lot of land so they can put up something a little more refined, as she would say it. A little more nose up, I would call, if you take my meaning. But there's a fine history behind this place, you see. Goes back to the founding of the city itself. When Daedalus the Builder was building that fine spit of land round the Tower of Stars yonder, well, as you can imagine, a project of such engineering magnificence would take some strong-bodied and able individuals to accomplish such a task. And these individuals, after a day of hard work, I'm sure you can also imagine, would need a place of respite, of refreshment, and good company. And that is the establishment in which you sit now. This was the resting place of those that built this city.
Is it a family establishment then?
Indeed. My family's been in charge of this for generations. And in fact, I am distantly related to Golin's Wog of the Bog herself. Perhaps you've heard her story?
You know,
Only faintly.
I'm sure I
details.
have.
Give me a history check.
I did grow up here. Ish. Ooh! That's a natural 20 for 28.
Yes, you have heard it before. She's one of the songs, like Miranda de Arcadia herself. And a pretty funny one. So, in between the sort of lands that now encompass much of the Arcadian Republic and the wide grassy plains far to the east, it's protected geographically by a mountain chain, the Tooth, the same in which Saren's monastery rests.
Ew.
And then once that mountain range hits the coast, there is a bog, a swamp that stretches for miles and miles in between a little spit of land between the mountain and the coast, which was long thought impenetrable. But Golin's Wog, who was an orc herself, long maintained that there was a secret route through the bog that would allow enemies to come and threaten the fledgling republic should they ever find it. And everyone said, no, Golin's Wog, you're crazy. No one can make it through that bog, not no way, not no how.
they love to see a powerful woman put down.
Don't you know it? She dedicated her life to finding that secret path through the bog, and for 67 years she spent wallowing around in that bog until she did finally find one pathway through it, and died being the only one who knew where it was.
So it really wasn't a problem at all.
Yep.
Yeah! Fucking love her.
Humorous, I will confess. However, it speaks to a resilience and a dedication that is difficult to find in men of these days.
Well, you're certainly testament to her resilience then.
Well, I've seen my share of battles. He holds up his hands again, and on one it's just thumb, pointer, pinky, and then on the other it's thumb, middle, ring.
You said he's full orc or half orc?
He's half orc.
Okay, understood.
You're a warrior yourself then?
Oh, not in quite some time.
You were a warrior then?
Well, we're all warriors in our own way. In our youths. It's what it takes to move through the world. But yes, I settled down after a life of adventure for something simpler. Take over the family business. And bear no mind, keeping this place in working order is a battle all of its own.
I'm telepathically as hard as possibly I can thinking at the three of these people, we are not stealing from this man.
We already had this conversation.
Oh, I know, but I'm just
We're
like,
not.
I thought you were gonna stop with I am telepathically as hard as I can. B.
say yes.
It is funny to me that is your way of it. I've sort of rather had your situation in reverse. I spent most of my life in quiet and peacefulness, though not without its difficulties, and then only recently taken up the adventuring life, I suppose.
Well, unless I must miss my guess, you're a family man. Is that correct?
Oh, distinctly.
That's a journey on its own.
Yes. It is very much, to be a parent, you essentially have an entire new job all on its own, in addition to whatever you do outside of that.
Only too true, only too true. If you don't mind my asking, I heard tell of when your merry band first entered this city for the first time, the vaulted steps, as it were. There was another among your company, another tiefling such as yourself. I heard much of her bardic inspiration, so to speak. Where might she be?
That is my eldest, Alcyone is her name.
I do apologize. I can tell from your manner I have overstepped.
She is well, but she is on a perilous journey at this point.
She volunteered to... We're fighting an enemy that is much more powerful than ourselves at the moment. And so to save us some time, she offered herself.
Noble. May I recommend a toast then? To blood and sacrifice and the hope for something better.
Here, here.
Nice, lovely nice. Nice. For all the touch glass. Nice.
I am sorry to hear of your woes, my friend, but if she has half the fire I sense in you, I wager she'll come through just fine.
Oh, she is... Sorry.
How dare you?
I know, it was just... She is twice the woman I'll ever be. Is the first thing that came to mind.
That's so good, though! That's so good!
Exactly
damn it,
what I
Ian.
would say.
That's exactly what he would say.
And then he'd think about it for a second, and then he'd nod about it, yeah.
Realizing it was true.
Yeah, it is. She has surpassed even myself and her mother, and that is all a parent can hope for.
No doubt, as it should be.
Do you have any wee ones of yourself, of your own?
Oh yes, they have all gone off to seek their fortune in various places, as you understand,
I
I'm sure.
fully do.
I trust one of them will return one of these days, take over the family business when it is finally time for me to put myself to rest.
But you are still a man with many years before you, I see.
No doubt in that, the fire burns brazenly in this hearth still yet.
I like him.
There's a fire burning somewhere else.
Should we put it out? I'm resistant.
That was me, not her.
All right.
It takes quite a mighty fire to keep this place in business. I will admit to you, new friends, if I may, a few of my woes. You see, Basta and many of the elite in this grand square all want to get their hands on this property, turn it into something a little more refined, a little more of their taste. But I have been to persevere nonetheless, based off the quality of my service. But that good fortune and will grows a little thinner every year. I had hoped to earn a certain amount of honor and prestige this year at the annual festival by which all taverns in the city make a show with their finest offering and a winner is selected. I had something special brewing this year, something real fine. A secret ingredient that would put me over the top by decades yet for my homey little establishment, but fortunately I've had a little bit of a snag in my supply chain. But let me not burden you with your woes. I invited you here tonight for good company and conversation.
If we may, we were advised that you might have something in store. And if I can confide in you, I sort of thought it was the sort of thing that you make up to intimidate your competitors.
Bedroll Brew, it is no fairy tale. Let me assure you of that. It is very real, and provided my calculations go on point, it'll be very fine.
But you're missing something.
Yes,
I'm missing a type of barley that grows in a grass only native to the Rashi steppe way out east.
I had suppliers. Being orc myself, I still hold some tenuous connection to the orc lords out that way. But something went wrong. As these things often do, a ship went astray, some other foul business in one of the trade ports along the coast. Yeah, what can you do?
Could it be retrieved for you?
Well, if you want to hop on a ship, brave some of the oceans of the Mare Telerain, I suppose, but I'm certainly not up to the task. I've got to keep this business a run.
We have just been on some ships,
We have, yes.
so now we know all about them.
I think that might be a bit
Always.
overconfident.
Yes.
Well, my scarf does.
You keep... But... I don't know enough about your scarf to actually refute that.
That's what I'm saying.
So, but we know a little bit more about ships, yes.
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 So what will you do without it?
Well, I'll find some other way. It's a mighty blow, don't get me wrong. As far as I understand, it's tantalizingly close. And a city a little ways east along the coast called Waledo. Lizard folk run, as I understand it. Their affect is a little more climatized to the swampy landscape that far out. But such is life. I'll find some other way. I always have.
When do you need it by?
Well, I mean, if I were to have it in time for the festival, a few weeks' time, that would certainly be helpful, but I'm certainly not trying to imply that y'all should head that way and trying to make up for my misfortune. We're certainly friendly, but I could never ask such a task of new friends, certainly ones as important as yourself. Your time is incredibly valuable.
Well, but on the off chance we happen to find ourselves in the area of Waledo.
The world cannot be a transactional place. Sometimes I just feel like doing something nice for someone else.
I think we'd all be a bit farther along if more of us felt that way.
That is, in our small way, what we are trying to bring wherever we go.
Y'all really mean it, don't you? Well, I shall neither ask nor stop you. Your time is to do with as you please, but I will say, if you do retrieve my missing goods, well, I'd owe you something rather special.
We shall see what can be done, good sir.
I shall carry hope in my heart. But let us talk no more of serious business. Please, enjoy yourselves. We've got a warm fire, pleasant accoutrement, and some beautiful music supplied by our friend Kashek here.
Is the little one asleep?
Mead.
Yeah. He's snoozing in front of you, going,
He's grabbing his hind legs with his front legs.
yes, 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 he is. It's a remarkably pleasant evening, particularly after the tribulations you've just been through on the high seas. The fire is warm, the room and furniture is incredibly comfortable. Luther has a strangely calming presence, particularly, after all the excitement and danger you've been in the past few weeks and months.
You want to insight check that?
No, I don't. I'm being very calmed right now.
Alright. That'll be the calming.
Yeah. That'll be the relaxing. Saren gets to do that.
Yeah, time is yours.
Tell some stories, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if he's, not having to get back to work, I think we could take some time to, swap back and forth our tales.
Spin a yarn.
He pours everybody another round of fine drink, something a little stronger for you two also if you're feeling so inclined, and then settles into his cozy chair, sort of leaning back into it with a wide smile, nursing his drink, and listens gleefully to your stories, asking questions, laughing at appropriate. What do you guys want to tell him about?
All right, I think we tell him about how we met, how we met Dworik, and how we met Kashek.
Technically, we still haven't actually established that for the original characters, right?
No.
Agreeing with me now?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
We didn't actually, because we
How
started...
we
the squad
actually
crew
met.
met?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we met
Ourselves.
already having known each other.
Very slightly, yeah.
Very slightly.
Very slightly said.
We had done a job or something.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
We'd already done something for Lady Morrowind,
Yes.
and then she asked us to do something else.
We had said that, or at least I remember saying at one point that Saren was traveling by herself to find the ring that she eventually ended up finding. Just by chance met Hyros, and Hyros was like, I can't let this child adventure by herself. And Saren was
Yeah.
like, absolutely not. And then at some point,
You're being adopted. Don't resist.
yeah, and then at some point we picked up Suri, and then at some point we picked up Doric.
Well, I think I was trying to get as far away from the Keeplins as fast as I possibly could as soon as I left. And then I saw
And we were rather far from them, so...
this blue-horned man, and I said, I've never met one of those before.
That's, yeah.
Dwark was
same.
definitely the last edition.
That's what we've all
Sure.
done,
Yeah, and that was at his monastery. So you guys got there for some reason, or rather the monastery that he served.
That would make sense if I was looking for my ring then, because I was probably like, oh, moon stuff? And
He
they were
was-
like, we
and
don't
if-
have an artifact.
And if Lady Morwen was had some keep out in that area.
We'll say she's like pretty far in the northeast, almost where, the veil
Close to it, yeah.
yeah.
Which is close enough to where the
I was
monastery
gonna say,
is.
like,
Yeah.
I can see you three being like, "Oh, cool, monastery. Let's chill here for the night." And then Dwark walks out of the woods, drenched in ichor and blood, with a creature of the night sitting on his
We're
back.
like,
nice.
what's your deal?
The fuck are you three?
Do you
Hello.
do you worship here?
I miss Dwarf.
This is before you even know Dwark.
Yeah.
He's standoffish after a year of knowing him.
Where is he right now?
He's teaching at the Abbey.
He's doing a few things. So the time skip is on its way.
Yeah.
Don't kill that priest before I get there, Dwarf.
No, I would not do that. Dwark might, I wouldn't.
Man.
If the mood takes me, and it probably won't, but after either Hyros or Suri volunteer a couple of stories, I will fumble my way through retelling about how we finally got the hags out of Old Bone Grinder and rescued some children.
Give me a mood takes you check.
Ah, shit.
So that'll be a charisma saving throw.
Oh, God!
I'm assisting with the background music.
The vibes.
I don't think you are, because guess what I have to charisma saving throws?
Of inspiration.
I'm not going to use that inspiration right
Okay.
now. That's a 14.
It takes you.
Counting that 15, that's a 14.
Love to see it.
It takes
Well,
you
it
the
takes
mood.
I start by saying that I ate dream pastries that were made of children, which is a not great place to start a story.
It's a strong start.
And then I fumblingly explain that it's because hags were grinding those children into flour.
Well, that is something that I can honestly say I have never heard before.
No, it's all right though. They're gone. The hags, not the children. The children are fine, as far as I know. What if they're not?
Not the ones that
Well,
were ground
there
up.
was some children that weren't, but we saved some that were very important to friends of ours.
There were many horrible things in
There
Barovia.
really were.
Suri shot one of the hags right out of the sky. It was amazing.
It did
From like
make a very funny noise.
300 feet away, she had turned herself into a vulture, and it was just
Yes.
like a last ditch. And then it was amazing. She did it.
It sounded like ah! And then it fell to the ground.
That, yes, is remarkably what it sounded like.
Thank you, I know
Very
birds.
good.
Thank you.
So you lot really brought back the old valley.
Yes.
It is back now.
No.
Well,
They
Kashak
did.
joined up a
Kashak's a
little
mutual
later.
friend.
You were mutuals.
Ooh, a vampire lord in his own demi plane. Now that's something. Well, whatever it is you face now, whatever villain stands at the end of your quest, well, I feel sorry for him.
It's kind of you to say. We have been tried as never before in our journeys here. But we are here. And there is much more to do before.
Well, and now I admit I have not known you long, but I have an eye for such things, a keen insight, one might say. And I sense great character in all of you and true bravery. And one is only capable of being brave when in unfamiliar places.
We have certainly shown a lot of bravery then.
Yes, almost everywhere is unfamiliar to me.
But thank you, Luther.
And if you ever need a break from slaying monsters and saving the world, you know where to come.
Kashek's just sitaring away.
I just have to remember that I'm sitting on the ground cross-legged, just like
Yeah.
listening.
For what it's worth, I know you need no assisted validation, but this tavern, this establishment, it feels very much like home to me. Very much like where I come from, a very small village in the woods. And I think to have it replaced with something just like everything else in the capital is a great loss, and I will do everything I can to keep it from being lost.
I do agree. I'm sure you've noticed in your time here that this place, this city, it's like a whirlpool. Sucks you in, twirls you around, tries to spit you back out, looking just like every other piece of driftwood that's floated into its waters. My quest is to hold on to that new piece of myself that makes me, me. In this sea of sameness.
Kashek, what were you up to before we met? If you don't mind me asking.
Before we met or before I met Rorik?
Your choice, I suppose?
I can take over the background music if you you need to concentrate.
You want to start playing your lute?
Do it. Only if he stops playing the sitar.
I'll keep playing.
Got it.
I didn't want to tell my backstory.
I'm just trying to think of how.
That makes me mad.
I wandered the desert, meeting many folk, staying with some of them for a time.
Like Dwarric,
That was later.
but in a similar fashion.
Much in a similar fashion, but he is a special project. He really should be the one to tell you about himself.
Well, we spent some time with him.
He has not proved a font of personal information, however.
Not saying that you should speak of him or anything, just
Just that the folks that seem to run in your social circle are a bit close-lipped, that's all.
When you do get him to tell you, you'll understand why he was so reticent. But he will tell you if you ask him. As for the others I saw before him, I merely tried to leave them better than I found them. Many of them were troubled in their own ways. Some just needed the right nudge. Most reported good results. Some did not take to the advice.
You are a teacher of sorts.
Teachers have their books.
A guide, then?
I think of myself as a guide. I try to find those who have lost themselves in the desert and lead them out of it, so to speak.
Ah, the desert of the mind.
and the desert of the desert.
Oh, well,
No, both.
I said who?
I said who?
Teaching someone in many ways is really holding a mirror up to themselves. And when you gaze into that mirror of learning which reflects the soul, it's a great test of character by how you handle what you see.
I am not one to fill a vessel. I am one who shows you the roads that are available to you. So no, I would not consider myself a teacher.
Little guardian spirit you are. May we all be so lucky as to have so kind a guide.
No. We still do, so gratefulness we shall have. Is this where you plan on staying, Luther? You plan on manning this until you must pass the torch along?
Can you think of a more fitted place for me?
Truthfully, no. Merely curiosity on my part. You have much to offer this world, but I understand the wish to spend it in a place of this nature.
This is where the path has taken me. This is where the rhythm has guided me. Who am I to question the wisdom of all the earth?
Certainly much bigger than me, so...
And all of us,
does
I
not know much
think.
about that.
The night passes in delightful company. Anything else anybody would like to do?
2 things.
Yeesh.
Well, are we going to go back to the Ducal Palace?
That's where ribs are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I'll wait for one thing. I have to fight the urge at every possibility to bother the cute sleeping animal in front of me.
Well,
But I do not bother him at all.
okay.
Much like me.
Give me a fight the urge check.
3.
Wisdom save.
3!
Oh no. I just can't help it. He's so cute. His beans. His little butt.
I mean, we can't leave him here.
His little toe beans.
They're big. He's a bear.
So you watch him snooze peacefully, and he does seem at peace with the warmth of the fire and the soft rugs on the floor.
Gotta roll him over because one side's getting a little hot.
Yeah.
And
He can't sweat.
Kashek's soothing playing. But at a certain point, he starts dreaming that he's running.
Yeah.
And his little feet start going, and then he sneezes and wakes himself up, and he just looks around a little blearily.
Oh no, did you wake up?
Yeah, and then you go over to him, and he gets up, and he waddles over to you, and he does like a roll into your arms as you outstretch them.
Then I sit down on the floor and I just kind of hold him.
He just looks up at you, like he just looks into your eyes, Saren, and he just, for a little while, he just can't take his eyes off you.
That hurt. The DM hurt me. The DM hurt me so good.
Damn.
Ow.
Yeah, for real. Holy shit.
I'm all smoochy on the forehead.
Yeah.
Have you tried kissing him to turn him inside out?
I just did.
True love's kiss.
On the mouth!
I'm not gonna kiss him on the mouth in a room full of people.
What if Trevor committed and that just worked?
Demetrius
I
was
would
there.
respect the hell
He's
out of that.
like butt ass naked.
Trevor's like, you never tried.
He turns inside out and he's like, "Why didn't you try that a year ago?"
I have been falling for 30 minutes.
God, don't you know any of the fairy tales?
I tried to tell you, I know them all.
Kiss me on the mouth.
That's so funny.
On the head.
Oh my god.
That's funny. Oh Lord.
That's
good.
how like half of the stories end.
Well, I don't
Is
know
with a
any
kiss.
of those. Okay, that's all I do on it.
I'm not going to kiss him on the mouth.
Do you want me to do it?
Beak beak.
Peek, peek.
You spend a little while longer in Luther's fine company. Eventually, the hour draws late and you decide to return to the Ducal Palace. He warmly and ardently mentions that anytime you want to drop by, you are more than welcome to. But yeah, you again make your way back through the city in sort of ethereal peace and calmness that, is kind of only comes from like a really cathartic night.
When we go back to our rooms, if we're separate, it's just me and Suri. Gonna find a corner. I take the sending stone. And I'm counting. Please don't be alarmed. Nothing's wrong. If you have time, can you tell me what you know about Yamoja?
Great.
Hope all's well. Please stay safe.
Awesome.
If he doesn't answer right now, he doesn't answer right now. That's fine.
No, he does. A few minutes go by, but eventually the message does return to your mind. All his nervous inflection. Hello. Glad you're safe. Good to hear from you. Yamoja. Interesting topic. Legend, I thought. The sacred ark from which all life bears. Happy returns.
I think this might call for more in-depth conversation.
You're gonna have to go to the library.
You're going to need many more sending stones.
Oh no. That's a good start.
You talking out loud?
Yeah, I am.
What?
Nothing, just, I'm gonna show you the stone. Just checking in on a couple of things. That's all. Are you still wearing the cape?
Yeah. It's nice.
Well, I just rolled a bastard check. So
It's nice. That's funny.
it is nice. It looks comfy.
It is? What?
Nothing.
What?
I'm just glad that you have it now.
Why?
Because you seem to enjoy it.
I feel like you're trying to get at something that you're not getting at.
No, I just think
And if
it's
you would just get at
interesting
it, then we could
that
talk.
you...
What?
I just...
What?
Nothing.
You keep saying nothing and then, like, starting to say something and then not saying
I don't know how to do this. I just...
Well-
it's nice that you have someone that you are interesting with. And by...
Well,
So bad at girl talk. That's so funny.
why don't you kiss your owl bear? I don't say that. Damn it.
That's so funny.
I mean, just, I don't know. Similar things.
It's nice when you have something in common with someone, that's all.
Suppose so.
And I don't mean the you know, with the horns and the tail.
Yes,
I meant life experiences.
Yes. You see, well, it's difficult to talk about. I'm sorry for not. It's just hard when you don't have any. When I said that I understood what was happening to him, that's very true.
With the paintings?
In a way.
Is it her?
No.
Oh.
Do you remember that time
Mm-hmm.
when you all took me to the Feywild and I was a bit dead?
Mm-hmm.
And then I wasn't? Well, I think that you all and Felicity and Ferocity did that, but also so did someone else.
They said someone else would be involved.
And now I owe that person a debt.
Is it something we can help you pay?
For right now, I think so. I think there will be more. And I've just sort of been trying to figure it out on my own, because it's all very confusing, and I didn't want to drag you all into something that might hurt you, and...
Is there a time limit on it?
I haven't been told one, but I can only... Yes?
I'm so sorry to interrupt at such a late hour, mistresses, but I have a message for Miss Surrey.
All right. I will answer the door.
It's Chauncey.
Yes.
It's an assassin dressed
gathered
like
that
Chauncey.
It's pretty late, and he's still he's still in his nightgown, and he's sort of like, as you open the door, he's kind of rubbing sleep from one of his eyes.
I'm terribly sorry to disturb you at such a late hour, but I have received a most unusual visitor. Someone from the post. Generally, it's received in the morning when they come by, but for some reason, it was of extreme importance that you receive this.
And he hands you an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Rather strange fellow, not the postboy I usually see.
Oh.
Funny air about him. Yeah, anyway, it has been delivered to you. Is there anything else I can fetch for you, mistresses?
You can go and get a good night's sleep.
Yes.
Thank you, mistress.
Thank you, Chauncey.
Do sleep well.
And he closes the door.
Mm.
It's a fine vanilla envelope. And as you open it up, sorry, instantly, Even though it's been some time, you recognize your brother's handwriting.
Okay.
And it says, "Sorry, I know we haven't seen each other in a long time, but what you did for us in Kuradrin, I will never forget. I have the rest of my life to start making up how I treated you when we were children, and I'd like to start now by inviting you to a very special occasion. I've met a wonderful woman, and she's agreed to marry me. So if you are able to attend..."
I called this
dinner.
weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm here right now.
So if you are able to attend,
Yeah.
if you're able to attend, she's from far away, a city called Traven. I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Continue, Aldrich.
She insisted upon us wedding there.
What the fuck?
So if you could make the journey, I'd be delighted to have you. Mother would be happy too, I'm sure. Let me know. Your brother.
So I take a pillow off the bed and scream into it.
Do you actually take a pillow off the bed and scream into it?
Yes, I was serious.
Did you read it out loud?
No, but I hand it to you.
That's very soon.
It's been 2 days. 2 days.
That's incredibly soon. Is that normally how long it takes?
Does that look like his handwriting? Would you know his handwriting? You might not know his handwriting.
You recognize, yeah, it's his name.
I mean, some of this is good. He wants to make amends.
Oh my god, oh shit. So, you know the debt that I have?
Right.
Which is why this is a little fishy. So, the person I'm indebted to told me he would like to see a wedding.
Uh-huh.
And that was like, how long ago was I told that?
I don't remember. It's been a minute, though.
It's been a while.
It's the idea, yeah. So, maybe he was...
Not a month, but a
maybe
little
he was
bit.
getting a little impatient.
Do you think that he's getting a little impatient?
Maybe, but I also don't think he would hand me something on a silver platter like that. It does not seem to be the way he works.
This could be something that's just escaped me in the last year or two, but it does not normally happen this fast, right?
Not that I know of.
I mean-
There's something going on here. It's weird.
I don't want to cast aspersions, but your family is fairly desperate for money. What if she's rich? Traben, though.
From Traven?
I don't know. You know who's going to be officiating a wedding in Traben?
Yes, of course I know.
I mean, I know this is suspicious, but it does sort of seem like you're getting one thing that you need, and if he's going to be there, we could wait for him to officiate the wedding, and then...
I was gonna say, if you kill him before the wedding finishes, you haven't watched a wedding.
Well, the thing is, I don't trust it. I don't
trust it either, but...
understand. Maybe,
Do you,
I don't know, let me see if I can talk to him.
Do you want to talk to Axel?
Maybe,
Or Ray?
it's not quite the same.
Rhea has an arrangement like that. Isn't that how Hyros and that's how they were getting their letters back and forth?
Yes, Ryan and I talked a bit about it as well, but again, I think that everyone is different.
Should you pay back the debt, what happens to you?
I don't know.
I mean, surely he wouldn't take it back.
I don't think so. That wouldn't quite be a transaction.
Right. Well, that's good. Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm going to need to talk to Chauncey in the morning. I'm going to let him sleep right now, but I think I need to talk to him in the morning and see who exactly delivered this.
He said, not the usual postboy I'm accustomed to. Had a strange air about him.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask for, a description.
Mm-hmm.
That's for the morning.
Big
He
pointy
needs to sleep.
ears, rainbow
Rainbow
hair.
Called himself the maestro. It was weird that he said that.
Unsettling
weird that he
voice.
He offered me an earring, but I can't. They closed up years
Yeah,
ago.
they're not. He didn't have a clip on. So,
A budget patron.
I don't-
She's using clip-ons.
the fucking stick-on jewels that I had when I was like 4.
Yeah, they work at Limited too.
Yeah, right across from the Spencers, where my manager works.
My patron works at Claire's.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
where I get my Prince Albert, not St. Albert.
No, that's much different.
I know.
You're not doing this alone,
I know.
do you?
Well, you've just said it to me, so
That sounded more accusatory
Yes.
than I meant it to be.
I know. I think I was trying to, but then I think I realized that I probably couldn't, because that would be weird if I was just like, let's
Not
go
the wedding.
find a wedding.
Not the wedding thing. All of it.
I know, and that's the other part, is I didn't want you to feel responsible. So don't.
We did what we needed to do.
I know, and I did choose to come back.
That's all. Some things can't be helped.
So it's just all been very confusing since then. So I've been trying to figure it out.
Do I have to not tell people? I don't know how this works.
No,
Does Hi-Rise know?
not entirely, but I think a little bit, because I think he nudged Rhea in the direction of talking to me about this because she did.
Alright. Okay, well then we'll figure out when we can get to Traben. I mean, we were going there anyway. I'm really excited to see him not be alive anymore. That's a terrible thing to think.
I'm excited to see his face when he sees me.
Do you think you get to be in the wedding?
I wasn't quite imagining it like that. I'm going to lay in bed and think.
Okay.
I think.
Sleeping at some point might be helpful.
I will.
Okay. Right.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Do you scream into the pillow again?
No. Tug on my earring. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
As you get into bed, Surrey, and begin to close down the room for the night, getting into bed and preparing to drift off to sleep, you again feel that earring snap to the back of your neck, and that sensation of the sort of heated metal against your skin as it does so. And you hear the voice echo in your mind. Congratulations on your brother's upcoming nuptials. I understand this is a wonderful blessing on a family. And after being reunited with your long-lost sibling after so long, goodness gracious me, can you think of a more romantic story?
Was this you?
I am insulted at the insinuation, little flower. This is a blessing, a gift bestowed on your family after many years of hardship. You should be pleased.
Why?
Well, this suits both our purposes, doesn't it? It serves to reconnect you with the estranged family members, and I get to see the wedding I so desired.
I was working on it, I was going to do it on my own. You didn't need to help.
I've no doubt you were, little flower, and everything in good time. You're wondrously skillful. But I was growing a little bit impatient, and so it's a happy accident it sprung up so soon.
You know what you've done.
Me? I've done nothing. I'm simply trying to congratulate you on a well-earned blessing, and I'm insulted that you're insinuating I had in any way some malevolent scheme behind all this. I'm here for you, little flower.
You know where you're sending me back to.
Oh, goodness, I had forgotten. You did have a bit of bad business in Traven, didn't you? Well, in fact, that's how we met each other, isn't it?
It is indeed. I'm surprised you forgot.
Face your fears, little one.
I'm not afraid of him.
Oh, I know you're not. You're not afraid of anything. Not yet, anyway.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, in any event, I just wanted to pop by to say congratulations And I do hope that you'll accept such a generous invitation. I'm very much looking forward to meeting the rest of your family.
Can't hear you, Peach.
Shit! I haven't said anything! What the fuck does that mean, not yet?
I don't know. Nothing. It's harmless.
I was going to do it on my own.
I know, darling. And now you don't have to. Just remember, I will always be there for you.
But
I pulled you back from the brink, darling. I care for you. I want to see you happy and safe above all else.
I know, but is this truly what's the most fun for you?
Again, darling, Flower, I've done nothing. This is just a happy coincidence.
You know I don't believe you.
I can't force you to take my word as truth. I can only give you the truth and let you decide what to do with it.
Is it the truth? No, that was me asking Trevor.
Do you want to try the insight check?
I want to try.
An arch?
I want to try.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, Jesus Christ. 12?
Don't you have an archery thing that lets you, like...
I don't think you can use it against the archfey that gave it to
I think
you.
I do.
It's a present!
That's not a I have, no.
That's later on.
So you want to try to
advantage
insight
on
check?
those or something.
Yes? What's happening over there?
What?
Trevor!
Do you not trust me, little flower? Do you not trust what I say?
Oh my god, we're whispering!
I would love to.
No,
I'm just
it's okay.
very
It's all right.
suspicious.
I understand. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Not the special die.
I'm rolling this?
Go ahead.
Trevor.
See, I told you could trust me.
What? And?
You can trust me.
Do I feel a different way at all?
You feel whatever that was. Well, it's been a long day for you. I'll leave you to rest.
Okay.
But before I go, one more thing. You made a very interesting friend earlier today.
Did I?
You did. And he's up to a bit of business even as we speak. Terribly interesting, I must say.
Someone I've just met today, you mean? Or someone I've known and become better friends with, perhaps?
That's up for you to decide.
Oh, God.
But let me just say, little flower, you think you've got it bad. I am a cool drink on the beach compared to what he's dealing with. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, little flower. I so look forward to our nuptials.
Don't say it like that.
And he's gone.
Okay, cool. Alright, fine. I love this game.
Then
I try to sleep.
Yes. Anything else?
Yeah, real quick before Hyros goes to sleep.
Ouch.
Pre-ouch.
One day I'm gonna do something that doesn't hurt your feelings.
Today's not that
It's not that day. Not today. Hyros is going to, to remind everybody, just to stick. I forget which dagger I'm pushing in here, but it is one of them. This is of course the room that Alcyone. Yeah, that one up there. Okay, cool. The room that Alcyone took when you first got to the
Okay. All right.
just to
The
clarify
brass
that.
one, I believe.
Yeah, it's more of a push pin, but you get the idea. And Hyros is going to, from his traveling pack, for the first time in a while, he's going to pull out a spare bit of parchment. He's going to write a letter to Rhea for the first time in a while. Not the first time since getting out of Barovia, but certainly the first time.
Sense.
Yes. But it's not going to be about that. In it, he'll write that, my darling love, who I miss ever so much, the trails will take us back to our home, hopefully before the end of a month. I do not know how long we shall be there, but if you and any of the young ones are able to, it would be wonderful to see everybody, just for a moment before we disperse again to the winds on our many, many travels. Our friends and I are planning a few visits coming up soon, and I have a present for you. I hope this reaches you in the way that they usually do. I have never loved anything in the world so much as I love you, and the children who bear our name. I will see you soon, my love. I would recommend you stay safe, though I know that is your specialty. Your darling love, Hyros. And he will take a moment. There's a few scratch outs in there.
No.
He's much better at speaking than he is at the writing, but and he will fold it up properly, write Rhea's name on it, and as he goes to sleep, we'll place it underneath his pillow in the way that he is accustomed to doing.
Okay.
That is all.
Alright. Anything else for the evening?
It's not bad. It's fine. It hurt, but it's fine. And then I just thought of something I should have said, but it's too late now.
What were you going to say?
It's too late now.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I'll try again, maybe.
Yeah. Alright. The night passes, if not peacefully, as it always does, at least. You wake in the morning, Hyros. The letter is gone.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll call it there, because that's a place, and that was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
That was a lot. Thanks, everybody. That was a great session of D&D.
Thank you.
That was a great session of D&D.
Thanks for joining us on this verse of The Last Song of Arcadia. It featured Ian Agnew as Hyros, Madison Cadulo as Saren, Freddie Nietzsche as Kashek, Robin Fender as Suri, and Trevor Fail as the Dungeon Master. Crit Out of Luck is brought to you with the help of our Patreon supporters. If you had fun listening today, you can also support us at patreon.com/critoutofluck. Stay cool.